Lesson 3 of Module 3, we're going to work on applications of linear equations. For the first one, we're going to do translating expressions. So we're going to let x be the unknown. And we're going to write an expression for each of the following. 3 times a number, so that would be 3x, decreased by is subtracting 10. So that seems like super caduper easy. But now let's do the next one. 5 more than the product of 4 and a number. So here's the deal. We're going to look at the product of 4 and a number first, and then we'll do the 5 more than. Product means to multiply, so we want to multiply 4 times this number, so it'll be 4x. And 5 more than means to add, so we're going to add 5. Done. Okay, let's do the next one. So now we're going to use strategies for solving word problems using equations. The first thing obviously you have to do is read the problem, and then we have to assign a variable for what you're trying to find. This keeps your head wrapped around what you're trying to do. Then we're going to try to write an equation that shows a relationship, and we're going to try to solve the equation and write the solution in a statement including units, and then we're going to check for what we call reasonableness. Alright, so here we go. 2A. In Bedrock, the citizens can rent cars from Rec Rental for $40 down and 10 cents per mile. If you rent a car and your bill is $54.60, how many miles did you drive the car? So we read the problem. We want to figure out how much we're trying to figure out here is how many miles did you drive the car. So I'm going to let x equal the number of miles driven. All right, now let's set up an equation here. So it's $40 down. So even if you don't even drive a mile, you got to pay $40. So we're going to do plus 40. And 10 cents a mile. So for every mile you go, you have to pay 10 cents. So if you go 2 miles, you have to pay 20 cents. 3 miles, 30 cents. But if you go X miles, we'll have to multiply those, 0.10 X. And then, of course, you have to have the $40. And then how much was our bill? $54.60. So this is the equation. And when you're problem solving, your teacher is going to really want to see this and really want to see that. So now, most of these are really wicked easy to solve once you get to this point. I'm going to subtract 40 from both sides. That's $40. So 0.10x is equal to $14.60. So I'm going to divide by 0.10. So if you think about it, I can move this 1 decimal point and make it a 1 here, 1 decimal point. So x is equal to 146 miles. Great. Let's do the next one. Yeah, let's. Okay. Part B says a 46-foot piece of rope is cut into 3 pieces so that the second piece is 3 times as long as the first piece, and the third piece is 2 feet more than 7 times the length of the first piece. Find the lengths of the pieces. So we have this total of 46 feet, and then we're cutting it here. I don't really care. And in here, here's the first piece, here's the second piece, and here's the third piece. Alright, so since everything is referenced by the first piece, let's let the first piece be represented by x. So the length of the first piece is x. So x is equal to the length of the first piece. Okay, so then it says the second piece is 3 times as long as the first piece. So we're going to represent the second piece by 3x, 3 times the length of the first piece. So this is really my let statement. 3x is equal to the length of the second piece. And now if we're talking the third piece is 2 feet more than 7 times the length of the first piece. Now we did that product one just a minute ago. So it's 2 feet more than 7 times the length of the first piece. So see if you all agree. 7x plus 2 is the length of the third piece. So 7x plus 2 is length of third piece. Okay, so now let's take a look at the next thing. We need to figure out the equation. Well, if I add all of these things up, I'm going to get it equal to 46 feet. So here's my equation. I'm going to add these up by combining like terms right here and now before I even put them into the equation. So I have 1x and 3x is 4x, and 7x is 11x plus 2. So when I solve this, I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So I get 11x equals 44, and x is equal to 4 feet. So the length of the first piece is 4 feet. And then 3x is equal to 12 feet because 3 times 4 is 12. And then 7x plus 2 will be 7 times 4 is 28, plus 2 is 30. There we go. Beautiful. So I'm going to just write the statement up on top here that the first piece is 4 feet. The second piece is 12 feet. And the third piece is 30 feet. Okay, great. Now, let's do part C. 3 consecutive integers add up to 102. What are the integers? Well, if we're talking consecutive, that would be like 7, 8, 9, 31, 32, 33, 65, 66, 67. So if x, I'm going to let x equal the first integer, then x plus 1 would be the second, because we just need it to be 1 more than it. And then x plus 2 would be the third integer. Okay, so the equation is quite nice because we're adding these 3 things up. So if we add them up, combine like terms right away, we'll get 3x plus 3 is equal to 102. So because I have x plus x plus x is 3x, 1 plus 2 is 3, and then I can solve this. Subtract 3. So 3x is equal to 99. X is equal to 33. X plus 1 is equal to 34. And x plus 2 is equal to 35. If I add them all up, I will get 102. So this is my first, my second, and my third. Okay, next page. Here we go. Hope you're hanging in there. Okay, So this is another number problem. It says 3 times a number is the same as 26 more than that number. What is the number? I love these because they're the most straightforward of all the applications. So you're like, yay! So I'm going to let x equal the number. Okay. So it says 3 times the number, so 3x is a word indicator for equals, the same as 26 more than that number. So I'm going to add 26 more than the number, and then we'll solve. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides, which is the same thing as subtracting 1x. So 2x equals 26. X equals 13 because I'm dividing both sides by 2. So 13 is the number. And that is reasonable because if we multiply 3 times 13, we get 39, and 13 plus 26 is also 39, so we know we're right. The key is to set up the equations properly, and sometimes it just kind of gets away from you. So the next little lesson is taking the applications one step further. But now you can do the My Math Lab assignment and the handwritten assignment for this particular lesson. Good luck and have fun.